This is an example of solving a rational equation. That is an equation with fractions, with variables in the denominator of the fractions. The first thing we do in solving a rational equation is we find any error values. And error values are going to be any value that would make a denominator equal to 0. For example, if we plugged in -5 for k, that would give 15 over -5 plus 5, which is 15 over 0. So that means that k equals -5 is an error value. So we'll write k cannot be -5 because it would give an undefined equation. Okay, after we've stated the error values, we want to find the least common denominator. The least common denominator in this case would be any factor that appears in the denominator. So here the only factor that appears in the denominator is k plus 5. So we're going to multiply the whole equation by k plus 5. Multiplying that by each term in the equation, we would get 15 times k plus 5 over k plus 5 equals 4 times k plus 5 minus 3k times k plus 5 over k plus 5. So now if we look at this equation, we can cancel out k plus 5 in this fraction and in this fraction. So we're left with a much simpler equation with no denominators. That is 15 equals 4 times k plus 5 minus 3k. So multiplying by the least common denominator clears denominators out of the equation so that we can solve the equation as a linear equation instead. So that's step 3, solve the linear equation. First we distribute. So 4k plus 20, and we distribute to these parentheses, and then rewrite everything else. 15 equals 4k plus 20 minus 3k. Next step when solving linear equations is to combine like terms. On the right-hand side, we can combine 4k minus 3k to get 1k, or just k. Then we have 15 equals k plus 20. And keep solving for k, so subtract 20 from both sides. And we get that -5 is equal to k. The last step is to check that solution with error values. So we just got k equals -5, but one of our error values from earlier on was that k could not equal -5. So this solution is an extraneous solution. That means the answer to this problem is that there is no solution, because the value that we got at the end was an extraneous value from the beginning.